Well, hey kids, welcome back. What do you do when you need one of these in a different size? Stores are all closed. You don't want to wait for an online order to get here. You get in the junk pile and grab an old spark plug and you make your own. Plus, you can do a lot of other things with these old spark plugs when you cut them up and adapt them to your specific purpose. That's what we're going to find out. So let's get to it. Okay, let me tell you how we got to this point. This right here is a store-bought um, or online bought, whatever, uh, manufactured piston stop, adjustable. This center bolt threads in and out to where you can, run it up against the head of the piston and screw this in the spark plug hole and find out, exactly where TDC is. It's great, had it for quite a while, but the problem I had is this is for the larger 13/16 plug cylinder heads. I don't remember what engine I bought it for, but it gets used on a bunch of them. It's common size. Well, the other common size is 5/8, and I didn't have one, so this was on a weekend, and once upon a time you could go into your local auto parts store or even speed shop back in those days. But the auto parts store would have what they called a speed wall, and one of these might be hanging on the wall, and you just go get it. Well, that just don't happen no more, and so I needed to make one. So that's what we did. This is a spark plug body and a bolt, essentially, and we'll talk about how we made that and some other things you can do using the same process. Make some other pretty handy tools here. Okay, so how do you take this thing apart? I've done it, and I've seen a lot of people that just wail away at this and just start trying to break this out of here, and you'll eventually get it to come apart. Hammer, chisel, whatever. It takes quite a while, but I always remember one of my mentors' words of wisdom, which is, boys, do things the easy way. And the easy way is to look at how a spark plug is built, how it's constructed. It's really three pieces. If you look here, the main electrode up here on top, this is all carbon foul, but that's the point on the bottom here too. You can see that sticking up. That goes all the way through. Just like a drill bit almost. It's about the same size all the way till it gets to the end, and it kind of tapers off and comes to a point. The second part of the three is the insulator here. Now that looks like it stops about here, but really it goes all the way to the end. It's all the same piece. When you see new plugs, you'll see that. Hard to see on this old thing, but obviously it's pretty cylindrical up through here and into here, and then it tapers off pretty sharply. And those two are fused together. The center electrode and the insulator, they're bonded together. Well, what that leaves us with is the main body, which is what threads into your cylinder head and the ground. That's this little tang that's sticking off to the side. Well, how do they put those together? Well, right here, if you look, there's a little lip right there, and that's crimped on there. So they make the first two pieces together, insert it, and crimp it. So all you have to do is cut this crimp loose. There's a lot of ways to do that. You could use a file or a hacksaw or a die grinder or whatever, but once you cut that loose, it just pulls out of there, and what you're left with is what I was talking about earlier, is the insulator and the main electrode all one piece, and then the main body with its crimped part removed. I went ahead and snipped off the little ground electrode there, but Nice and clean. I mean, it pulls out with a pair of pliers. Doesn't take a whole lot of force to get it out of there. Once you cut through, you can kind of hear it kind of pop when you cut through, and you'll see it. It'll come free, and definitely the easy way to do it. So let's show you how I do it, and talk about some other ways that you can do it yourself. All right, I just snipped the side electrode off with a pair of dikes. If you're real particular, I suppose you could dress that a little bit with a file or something. Just need to be careful you don't tear the threads up, so it won't screw back into there. But I mean, check it out. It's nice and clean and ready for you to drill and tap or weld or whatever you want. It's ready to rock. Put right back in the head and do what you will with it. Yeah, what I alluded to earlier was that you can make some other tools with it besides that piston stop. This is something that I used on the little Goliath minivan that we have. Definitely check that series out if you haven't seen it, because I was trying to get the engine unstuck, and I actually started out with air, but this is a spark plug body that fits that engine. Another 13/16 spark plug body that I cut down, and I drilled and tapped for a 1/4 inch pipe thread, and I got a Zerk fitting in here for grease because this was the Hail Mary moment for me. But I did start out with trying to use compressed air to push on the piston a little bit and try to free it up as I was cranking on the crank bolt. But you can put a air tool fitting in there, hook a hose up to it, and put compressed air in there. Really, it's kind of the possibilities are endless because there's a lot of fittings that are 1/4 inch pipe thread, which this Zerk fitting is. But I could have just as easily put push to connect airline fitting on there. I could have put a hose barb on there, put hose in there for whatever reason. If I was putting penetrating oil or something in there, make it a little easier. I could have hooked a length of hose to that and hooked it to a little whistle, a 3D printed whistle that I made here. All aboard, for a TDC whistle. If you, instead of having to stop, you can push this around. It's kind of like putting your thumb on the spark plug hole, but you can do it by yourself. So you said there's a lot of other things I probably forgot, and I've only got this one for the 13/16, but as you saw, I cut up a 5/8 plug, so I can drill and tap that one for 1/4 inch too, and use all these fittings for that. I can make more if it turns out that I need, multiple ones at multiple times. Hey, you're going to throw these old plugs away anyway, so why not? It's pretty simple, pretty fast to do. I keep these in my engine building tools drawer, and when I need them, I have them. So little tip for you there. Don't cost a whole lot of money, and kind of fun, and loan them out to your buddies, whatever you need to do. Dare to be different. Well, hey, I hope you liked that one. It's pretty useful. Again, you can buy all that stuff or some of that stuff. Definitely the piston stops if you have the time and want to wait, but I got the tools here. Why not make one? So you can too. Like I said, you don't really need a lathe or anything to do that. I mean, you can do it with a cutoff wheel. You can do it with a grinder. I mean, you could probably do it with a hacksaw if you kept turning it around. There's other ways to get it apart besides just getting a hammer and going crazy with it and tearing it all up, and you won't have anything you can build with. But I hope you got some use out of that. Appreciate you watching, and got to remember to do that homework though. If you like, subscribe, share, comment, all helps us grow the channel. We're going to do it anyway, but I'd like you to be a part of it. So thanks for watching again, and always remember to dare to be different, and we'll see you next time on Smith Motor Works. Later.